Welcome to the show, guys. We're talking NFL Week 7 recap, studs and sucks for fantasy football, but also talking about the NFL highlights, including the 600th passing touchdown milestone by Tom Brady. Gonna dive into that here as well, and how the fan got ripped off 500K. So I want to dive into that. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about some of the matchups. I mean, the Chiefs, what a downfall, man. They lost 27-3 to the Tennessee Titans, which is crazy. So studs and sucks talk, and then at the end here, I'm going to talk a little bit about some news and notes, some scores, and some scenarios here for reality football as well. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. We're talking football and talking fantasy here year round. This show is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Guys, get yourself a trimmer, save yourself 20%. Use promo code SHOWERLINE, guys. Amazing fit and finish, navigational light, amazing battery life, water resistant. Great, guys. Great tool. They've got the Lawnmower 4.0 out. They've got underwear. They've got ball wipes. They've got everything you need to stay fresh. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE. Get your trimmer right now. All right, let's start with these studs and sucks. Actually, you know what? I want to start off here with the whole Tom Brady ball situation here and Mike Evans handing it to the fans. So if you guys aren't aware what happened here, let me explain to you guys what happened. So Tom Brady hit a milestone, 600 passing touchdowns. Never been done, okay? Mike Evans gets the ball. I believe it was a 9-yard reception. Mike Evans, the wide receiver, hands the ball to a fan. Naturally, these guys out of instinct sometimes after they basically get a touchdown, they walk over to a fan and hand the ball over to a fan. So Byron Mitchell's the name of the fan. He's a 29-year-old fan. Gets the ball from Mike Evans after this milestone 600th passing touchdown event. Mike Evans hands him the ball, then runs off, realizes, hey, you know what? You just gave him this milestone 600th passing touchdown Tom Brady ball. Mike Evans goes back, gets the ball from the fan. Now, you saw a moment of hesitation. You can see the fan kind of hesitate and not want to give the ball back. Understandably so, right? But he did give it back. And from what I heard, there was rumblings that, Tom Brady was talking to the coaching staff, hey, give this guy a few sweaty jerseys. He didn't say sweaty, but pretty much what he's implying. Give this guy some jerseys or something like that. I mean, dude, this now, according to Golden Auctions, is worth over $500,000. Okay, it's an expensive ball. Now, from what I hear, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing from some of my fans. I did post this on my Instagram. What I'm hearing is that according to stadium rules, you might have to give the ball back. I don't know all the legalities behind that, but I personally would have held on to this ball. I mean, it's worth over $500,000 easily, right? Now, there's a lot of buzz about it, so it's probably worth even more than that. So the fan willingly gives it back. Mike Evans makes a stupid move. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are cheapskates. And from what I hear, I don't think he's been compensated $500,000. I don't know what he's getting, but bottom line is that he should have got more than what he's got. He's a 29-year-old fan. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, the coaches, all these guys, they're multi-millionaires. Same with the Bucs organization, who's a billion-dollar company, right? So, organization. So I think the kid should be compensated at least $250,000 to $500,000 for that ball, for being generous enough to give it back. I mean, this feels wrong in every sense of the word. Now, there's also a thing that happened here. Tony Romo came out and said something as a joke that Tom Brady should have exchanged Giselle, Tom Brady's wife, for the ball. Now, everybody taking to Twitter saying this is a soft comment. Dude, it's a joke. What's wrong with people not being able to take a joke in 2021? Obviously, Tony Romo is joking. Obviously, Tom Brady's not going to exchange his wife for the ball. So, again, it's just everybody just being a snowflake, being soft, and now Tom Brady under heat on Twitter for saying that. And listen, understandably so. This kid got ripped off. That's my thoughts on it. They should have gave him more. It's my understanding he has not got, even if he gets season tickets, still not worth $500,000, which was what the ball is worth. I would have kept the ball. In the comments, let me know what you guys would have done with the ball. Anyway, it really pisses me off. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys do subscribe. I'm telling you guys, it was a crazy turn of events there with this ball. If you are new, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, and let's get to the studs and sucks for the week. Okay, let's go. All right, let's start off with the tight end position. There's a lot of sucky guys going on, but with tight ends, it's kind of expected, so it's not as exciting. But Mark Andrews, 7.8 points. big disappointment here, guys. 7.8 points for Mark Andrews. Geno Smith, 7.7. But we're not expecting big games out of these guys. I mean, with Mark Andrews, yeah, but not so much like David Njoku with 3.8. But Mark Andrews, I would say, is the suck of the week, guys, at tight end. 7.8 points. Seemed to be getting a lot of targets early on in the game. He had 7 targets. I mean, he kept going to him. I did a post on my social media saying Lamar just throws to Andrews, and that's it. And then he starts spreading the ball around. I kind of reverse jinx all these guys. So, yeah, him, Mark Andrews, 7.8 points. Noah Fant, 8.9 points. The studs, CJ Uzomah, 24.1 points. Kyle Pitts crushing it, 23.3 points. Mike Gesicki staying solid with 21.5 points. Those are the types of points you want out of your tight ends. Robert Tonyan having a good game, 16.3. And Foster Moreau from Vegas with Waller being out had a good game with 18 points. So those are kind of top guys. Again, top guy being CJ Uzomah. This is not including the Monday night game. These are Sunday games, and the Thursday night are included. But again, Mark Andrews is a bust of the week at tight end. Guys, in the comments, let me know, has anyone else been a bust for you guys as well? Love to hear who your bust of the week is, okay? Let's move on here to the wide receivers. I mean, we're talking studs here. Cooper Kupp tearing it up yet again. Jamar Chase tearing it up with 34.1 points. Jamar Chase looking amazing as a rookie. And this is the guy that the mainstream sheep had really low in their rankings because they're rookie. Like, they're not going to put him in their top rankings unless he breaks out. Then they're going to ride the train. Michael Pittman here, just want to note this, finishing 8th amongst wide receivers here. He had 20.5 points. He had the big deep ball there. He had that one touchdown, the 57-yarder. Big touchdown, having a solid game and a performance. Him and Carson Wentz in the rain, mind you. So again, Michael Pittman was ranked 59th on the consensus rankings amongst wide receivers going into the season. I said, listen, guys, he's the wide receiver 1. Make sure he's on all your rosters. If you got 16 rounds, congratulations. You're crushing it, okay? Let's keep going here. Allen Lazard had a good game, 17 points. But again, the highlights, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans had a good game. We talked about him giving that ball away and getting it back. A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman, Devontae Adams, and Marquise Brown rounding out the top 10. Guys that crap the bed at wide receiver, guys. Now understand, wide receiver is very, very volatile, but there is guys that you want performing for you every single week. And this is a guy that's been sucking every week. But again, it's obvious at this point. It's Allen Robinson. I mean, this is a guy that was drafted in around the second or third round, 3.6 points. He is the suck of the week, Allen Robinson, and that's partly predicated on the fact that Justin Fields had a terrible game and he hasn't gotten in the groove and there's bad coaching. But Allen Robinson crapped the bed. Rondale Moore, a lot of people were high on him after he had that big breakout game weeks ago. And I said, there's too many targets to go around there. I'm staying away. 3.7 points this past week. Other guys worth mentioning, Odell. Obviously, Odell sucks. He had the butt pass. I think that was on Thursday. And then he fell down. He really sucks, right? We already kind of know that. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else that pops out here in regards to crap in the bed. Mecole Hardman, 4.8 points. People thought he would have had a good game because Tyreek Hill was kind of banged up. But Julio Jones, 5.8 points. Washed up, man. Absolutely washed up. And Henry Ruggs, 7.1 points. Theoretically should be the wide receiver 1 of the team. Sure enough, crapping the bed. Jarvis Landry having a mediocre game, 8.7 points as well. And Devontae Smith, 11.1. More expectations out of him should be coming as well. Didn't do well. Calvin Ridley, second-round pick, 12.6 points, should be performing better. And Tyreek Hill, 12.7 points, should be performing well, being a first-round pick in fantasy football 2021. Moving on to the running backs. Deandre Swift has the game of his life with 28.4 points. Damian Harris, Dearness Johnson looking good. And I'm so happy for Dearness Johnson during that Thursday night football game. Did absolutely amazing with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb at the sidelines. Had the opportunity, very humble, broke through. Love it. Dearness Johnson, congratulations, man. 24.8 points. Let's see who else is here that crapped the bed. Those guys did well. Khalil Herbert, Jonathan Taylor, Myles Gaskin, Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette, Kenyon Drake, all having good weeks. That pissed me off because I had Jacobs. He didn't get the touchdown, but he went off injured there, so that kind of sucked. Guys that crapped the bed at the running back position, and that happens a lot. But Darrell Williams, a guy that's stepping in here with the injured CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, only 8 points for Darrell Williams. Tyson Williams, again, not high expectations out of him, but 5.4 points. A lot of people were high on him on the waiver wire weeks ago. Like I said, Damian Williams, okay? What did I say here? Darrell Williams from KC, but also Damian Williams from Chicago. Damian Williams, guys, 1.8 points. Again, Herbert's kind of the guy that's taken over there. Mike Davis was drafted in the around the 5th, 6th round. I told you, Mike Davis is not that good. 1 point for Mike Davis. I'd say he's the bust of the week, considering people thought he would be the RB1 on the Falcons. Sure enough, he was not. Le'Veon Bell, 1.4 points, and he should have done well with Latavius Murray being out. Shame on you guys. Shame, shame, shame. But again, none of these guys have huge expectations. Other than this guy, Miles Sanders, 3.7 points from Miles Sanders. So I think, did he get banged up? I don't know. But listen, Miles Sanders, crap the bet. Doesn't matter. His points sucked. Okay, guys? Yeah, and I think he did get hurt. Boston Scott, I think it was Gainwell that came in. Kenneth Gainwell had 14.1 points after the fact. So, I mean, moving forward, I'd probably say Kenneth Gainwell is probably the guy to own. I'm just trying to see if there's any other notes here that I'm missing. Yeah, I mean, there's Boston Scott's, but likely to be the top waiver wire pick going into week 8 is going to be Gainwell. That's my assumption here, based on, I'm just trying to look at his volume here. He had the 20 yards. He did get the touchdown, 5 attempts. So Gainwell is probably going to be the guy moving forward. I haven't looked at the Miles Sanders and the injury. I'm going to pull that up right now, because again, I'm watching 20 games here, and at the end of the day, man, I can't keep track of all of them. So Miles Sanders injury. What happened to Miles Sanders? Anyone forced out of the game due to ankle injury? That's what happened. And then Jacobs was the chest injury. Okay, so again, we're gonna have to see what happens to Miles Sanders, but he's not doing anything anyway. So I'm gonna be cautious about those guys and that backfield in general, because again, I'm not trusting Gainwell as well. So looking at some other running backs here, Antonio Gibson, 7.6 points. Antonio Gibson, a guy that was drafted in the 2nd round, crapped the bed. And Aaron Jones, 8.9 points. Darrell Henderson, 9.4. Chuba Hubbard, 9.6. There's a lot of guys here that crapped the bed this week that should have done better, right? Who would ever thought that Brandon Bolden and Dearness Johnson would beat some of the guys I just mentioned, like Antonio Gibson, Miles Sanders, stuff like that. So again, guys, sometimes running back is very volatile. That's why I'm saying you got to get those guys that are secure. Your James Robinson and Najee Harris, which we have on our roster, 16 rounders. All right, let's move on to quarterback here. And man, oh man, what the heck happened to Pat Mahomes? This was a 2nd round pick guy. And I said, guys, there's better quarterbacks. Never load up on quarterbacks very early in the early rounds. Pat Mahomes, where did this guy finish? I got to look him up. He's so down low. Pat Mahomes, what did he have? Somebody help me out here. I'm going down here in my stats. Pat Mahomes, there he is. I found him here. 7.7. I don't even know how he got 7.74 points here, but crap in the bed. Jimmy Garoppolo, crap in the bed. Sam Darnold. It's funny. I got a text message from my friend before the game asking me, he's like, hey, Joe, do I start Wentz and Darnold? I'm like, just start Wentz. And he's like, okay. And then sure enough, Darnold gets ejected from the game for sucking, got pulled from the game. PJ Walker came in, didn't do too much better. But Darnold just looked like crap, man. I don't know what to tell you. Looked like crap, was throwing interceptions, was looking like crap, getting safeties, getting pushed into his own end zone. It was a rough day for Sam Darnold. From what I understand, he's supposed to be the starter moving forward. But anyway, he crapped the bed with 2.44 points. Justin Fields, 1.16 points. I don't think a lot of people started Fields or Zach Wilson, who crapped the bed as well. But Fields, Zach Wilson just cannot get into the groove. But I would say the bust of the week is Pat Mahomes with 7.74 points. 7.74 points for Patrick Mahomes. Okay, crap in the bed this week at the quarterback. And then Matt Stafford on top, Joe Burrow, Tua, and Aaron Rodgers, the top 4 quarterbacks this week when it comes to fantasy. Again, a lot of studs and sucks here, but Pat Mahomes, Miles Sanders, obviously Antonio Gibson, some of the names that absolutely crap the bed this week. Okay, guys? And in regards to football, I'm just going to talk real quickly about some of the reality matchups here. Atlanta Falcons looking pretty good. They're coming back now. A 3-3 record, beat the Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins, not much of a feat. Beat them 30-28. Almost lost it near the end there again. Packers looking good. Beat Washington football team 24-10. I got to mention here, Cincinnati Bengals, got to give them some credit here, beating the Ravens 41-17. Patriots smashing the Jets 54-13. Titans looking like the real deal, man. I mean, they've won 2 weeks ago. Who did they beat? The Bills last week. Now they come back and they make they beat Bills in primetime on Monday, 34-31. Then they come back and beat the Chiefs 27-3. That's a statement. They've got their weapons. They're going. Ryan Tannehill looking good. Rams beat the Lions, but the Lions put up a bit of a fight. It was 28-19. Eagles losing to the Raiders. A lot of question marks. Are the Raiders the real deal? People ask me. I'm going to say I'm not really sold. They are 5-2. We're going to have to see what happens in the playoffs with these guys. It's going to be very interesting to watch. Buccaneers smashing the Bears 38-3. Cardinals looking like the real deal 31-5. Smashing the Texans. They now go 7-0. And the Colts looking like they're remerging now 30-18, beating the 49ers in prime time. Colts looking like the real deal. And Wentz finally starting to get that comfort that he finally always wanted, right? He wanted that comfort. Now he's got a good O-line, more time to throw. Jonathan Taylor looking good. Colts looking like the real deal as well. I mean, that's NFL Week 7 recap here, NFL Week 7 highlights. But again, guys, when you look at studs and sucks, make sure you guys are starting the guys that are more consistent when we look at starts and sits for Week 8 as well. Okay, guys? So again, those are my thoughts on the whole ball thing you heard at the beginning with that 600th passing touchdown ball. I think the guys should have kept it. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Thanks for listening, guys. Studs and Sucks, NFL Week 7 recap done. Talk soon.